Hi there, I care and you matter. I'm Shannon and welcome to my channel. I'm a stress mitigation strategist and a soft skills educator. And here on my channel, I share stories, strategies, and solutions to help you bounce back, stress less, and ultimately feel better. And today, I hope you think it'll be a really fun video because I certainly do. I'll be sharing different household items that I use in the same way I would use office supplies or to help me in my little home office. And that's what all of these different things have to do with one another. I use these items in ways that they were not originally intended to be used. So let's get started. Let's start with probably my favorite hack, and that is the spoon. But before I get into how I use this, let me show you why I had the idea. Now, I created a process called journey journaling. It's just something that I do to help myself. And I'll actually be doing a video on this shortly. But in order to create my journey journal, or actually participate in the process of journey journaling, I take a regular old notebook and I go through each and every page before I actually start, and I fold the page in half. I take the outside edge and then I fold it over, lining it up with the red or pink line over on the left-hand side of the page, and then I fold it. Now, for a while, I used a popsicle stick. Unfortunately, got several slivers. Just using the pressure I was applying on the popsicle stick over and over and over. The wood finally gave out. So what did I do? I invested in a $10 piece of plastic. I think this is a Martha Stewart bone folder, or a Friskers, I'm not sure. Anyway, I bought this years ago, and I thought, you know what, I'm journey journaling often enough and going through enough notebooks that it was worth it to me to invest in this. But unfortunately, this $10 bone folder was not comfortable. It's thin, and I have psoriatic arthritis, and my fingers and my thumb, my right thumb, is really badly affected, as is my wrist. But anyway, I digress. This wasn't ergonomic enough for me. Yes, it folded the paper just fine. It didn't feel great, and I was disappointed that I spent $10 on this to only be able to use it a couple times. So what did I do? I went to the thrift store and I bought a spoon. This is just a teaspoon. But I liked it because it was $2 and it has a nice weight to it. It feels good to hold. And if you compare the two, the spoon has a much better grip than does this plastic bone folder. So the spoon also, and any spoon, it doesn't have to have any fancy handle like this. Any spoon will be far more ergonomic because look, the bottom of the spoon, the bowl of the spoon, if you will, gives you the perfect place to rest your wrist, or your thumb, excuse me. And it gives you better leverage over and over and over. And I loved that this metal spoon that I spent $2 on was far more ergonomic than this plastic stick. So again, it's great to hold it this way, resting your thumb inside the bottom of the spoon, the bowl of the spoon where the food would go, and just go over and over and over. And I actually fold these pages while I watch favorite TV shows. So while it might seem like a lot of work to actually fold all these pages, it's mindless, and it feels I don't know, it's just kind of a fun fidgety thing for me to do. But the spoon makes it even that much more enjoyable. So again, swap out a bone folder for a teaspoon. Love that little hack that I came up with. So proud of that. Next, I love chip clip. I guess chip clips. I think that's how they market them. This I got at the thrift store as well. But they come in all sorts of shapes, sizes, and colors. Some have magnets. Some are smaller. Some are big like this. This is a 6-inch clip. And I use this in a couple different ways. First of all, I love binder clips. Don't get me wrong. But in the last several years, it's been really upsetting to me because all my beautiful binder clips I can't use. I don't have the, I can see a little inflammation there on my thumb. I don't have the grip strength to actually squeeze the binder clip to use it. But these, they're nice and big. And some of them even feature silicone inside, creating an even better grip. But I use that to clip my papers together. These are actually notes that I'm working on for a book that's coming out next January. But anyway, I digress. A shameless plug there. I use chip clips, kitchen clips, to hold papers together. And then I also use it for, this is a bonus tip. I use a cookbook stand on my desk. And I use it in a couple different ways. First of all, it used to have 2 little metal clips here that were intended to swing up and hold your book open. I hated that, so I took them off. But I do use my chip clip to hold my books open. Let me grab a book here and show you another way that I use it. Let's say there's a book that I'm referencing or I'm reading and I don't feel like holding my book open. Well, the chip clip holds my books open just fine, and in fact better than my hands do. And then it's easy for me to read without holding the book or to reference it while I'm working at my computer. I also use this clip to hold note cards up on my little stand here. And I just love it because then I don't have to use tape. Let's see, I can do it on the edge like that. I can do it across the top. I can do it any which way I want. And I don't have to, like I said, I don't have to tape it. I'm not needing a magnet board, though you could do that. They sell small, I've seen them 8.5 by 11 tiny dry erase boards, and you could put that on a cookbook stand such as this and then use tiny magnets. But I have cats, they like to play with magnets. So, like I said, these chip clips just are just a phenomenal office supply hack that I use and love. Next, let's go to the Ziploc baggie. Now, my absolute favorite discount retail store is Target, and I think they're nationwide, so you shouldn't have any problem finding these. But I specifically use snack size sandwich bags, resealable sandwich bags with my index cards. Now, in a previous video, I actually showed how I use the tall snack size bags. At Target, they offer them in 2 different styles. They have a tall version of a snack size bag that seals at the top. And I use that size, or excuse me, that style, to store note cards in my purse so that when the, what do you call it? So that the bag is standing inside my purse and I can just reach in and grab 1 or 2 cards out when I need it. That's how I use the top close. I don't know what you call it, top close or side close, but the snack size bags that are supposed to be taller. These, I guess you'd call these more standard size sandwich baggies. I use these to quickly laminate or protect my index cards, and I'll show you why and how I do that. So let's say I have notes on a card that I want to reference or keep around for a while, and I don't have a laminator, and I don't feel like going to an office supply store and, asking them to laminate it and spending $2 on that. Or, another hack is you could use some clear contact paper to laminate, but that's expensive too. And these bags I can use over and over again. So I just slip the card in there, seal it, and then suddenly this card is not only protected, but this extra space, this overage at the top, allows me to clip it to my book stand. Let me reach over and grab that and show you what I mean. So in this way, the card is not only protected, but it's completely, none of the card is actually obscured because I'm actually using the overage of the bag itself to clip. And I could even write on this now with a dry erase marker and then just wipe it clean. And then the index card or all my notes inside are literally right as rain and good to go. So I love, and specifically, again, these are snack size sandwich baggies. And again, they're inexpensive. You can use them over and over again. But I use them time and time again with all of my index cards. Now next, I came up with this idea out of a bit of frustration too, kind of like that bone folder. So what is it? It is cosmetic bags. Now, first of all, no judgment, but I do not wear makeup. I never have. I'd rather, frankly, spend my money on office supplies. So, that's just me. I'll do me. If you love makeup and that's your thing, you do you. Because you know what? Chances are, if you're into makeup, you have lots of cosmetic bags, and then you probably donate them to Value Village or thrift stores, and then I go and stock up on them. Why? Because one, they make great pencil cases. They make great travel bags or storage bags for all of my index cards. So let's say I want to take my note cards, to a local cafe or outside, or I don't want to work at my desk. Well, people get these monthly subscriptions. Oh, here we go. IPSY, IPSY. You can't see that. There you go. They have these monthly subscriptions, and they get these bags every single month. And so you go to a thrift store, usually with the purses or the handbags, and then you find this was an IPSY bag. Not the charm. I added the charm. This was an IPSY bag. I got so many of them. And I spend anywhere from, I don't know, as low as 49 cents to sometimes, if it's really pretty, like this isn't an IPSY bag, but I just couldn't stand to leave this bag. It's so cute and colorful. I'm a sucker for pretty interiors. Anyway, I get these cosmetic bags at the thrift store. I think I spent $2.99 for this one. And I love having a variety of them, because then I can pick and choose one that I want to carry around for a while. And then if I'm starting a new project, I can just go to my little box and pick out another pretty little cosmetic bag. And again, okay, so how do I use these? I'm trying to give you a little sneak peek under the inside of all of them. Like I said, I'm a sucker for pretty interiors. Some of them are just bright colors. I was especially happy to find this one because it's got multiple pockets. Oops. Here and here. Okay, so how do I use these? First of all, they're a great size for a little pen case. As you can see, a normal size pen would fit in there just fine. You could use, if you find a double-sided one. Oh, actually, you can also find zipper travel pouches or zippered wallets. Obviously, you don't want a structured wallet because you wouldn't really be able to slip much in there. But I like these two-sectioned ones because I could put my highlighters and markers in one side, and then my ballpoint pens and my gel pens on the other side. Or if let's say I'm working on 2 chapters in my book, I could put one set of index cards in there and the other set in here, and then keep them separate. Or put index cards that I'm working on or have notes in one section and then blank cards in the other, and then zip it up and throw it in my work bag, or even just throw it in my purse, and I'm good to go. Oh, I just thought of another idea. I could put my index cards on one side and my pens, any particular colors that I'm using for my project, in one side, and then that is just a mini little work bag ready to go. Wow, okay. I knew I loved this one. Anyway, so I love these, and it's far cheaper for me to do this, buy cosmetic bags, because yes, you're going to find some that are covered and smeared in makeup. Yes, that's going to happen. But these IPSY and these monthly cosmetic subscriptions, I'm telling you, you find these, they look brand spanking new. And they come in so many different colors and shapes and sizes than do pencil bags. So you can get together quite a little collection of these. No shame, little guilt. You could probably go get a bunch of them for $10 or under. Like I said, this one was 49 cents. I remember that. This one might have been 99 cents. These 3, I spent more. But again, I just use them so much, and they bring me so much joy and happiness. And yes, they were made for makeup and cosmetics, but goodness gracious, they are just right as rain and perfect for pencil pouch and index cards. And I'm just pleased as punch with that idea that I had. So for the next couple ideas, I'm going to have to switch to a different view because I'm going to have to use my phone to record, but I will catch you in the next clip for the next household item hack. One of my other favorite household hack ideas for office supplies is just using picture frames. Of course, you can use regular old dry erase boards, but I tend to find that those aren't quite as aesthetic as I like, and I like to change up my office area, my closet space a lot, and that means changing colors, and I just love finding fabrics and even contact paper that I think is pretty. And so I will often visit the thrift store and look for picture frames that either or ornate or are nice and plain that will accent a pretty piece of fabric well. So what you're looking at now is a Kanban board that I created using a picture frame that I found at a local thrift store for a couple bucks, and it was just white and I loved it. It was in pristine condition. I thought, you know what? This is the perfect size. I didn't want something too big, but it needed to be Goldilocks size, not too big, not too small, something that I could divide into 2 sections. And I just ironed out a scrap piece of fabric that I found in the remnant section of my local craft store, ironed that, and then actually this picture frame came with a mat inside of it, sized for an 8x10 picture. And so what I did is I just stretched the piece of fabric over the mat that was inside the frame and then just taped it on the back so it's nice and flat behind the glass. And if you find a picture frame that you love that does not have a mat included, you can certainly just get a piece of cardboard and cut it to size so that it will fit inside the glass so that you can secure it on the back of the picture frame itself. And then you'll see that I divided the picture frame area into 3 sections. That's just really thin washi tape, and you can peel that off and switch that up as often as you'd like to match the whatever fabric or contact paper, or even just scrapbook paper behind it would be beautiful. And at the top, I actually use the smaller size. I think they're 2 inches by like 1.5 inch Post-it sticky notes. The top section is goals that I'm working on in the future, things that are waiting in the wings to be worked on. The middle section are things that goals that I'm currently working towards. So my goal was to get to 100 subscribers here on my YouTube channel by the end of 2023, and I succeeded. So I was able to move that little sticky note down. The very bottom section are goals that I have completed. You'll see that my next goal is to get to 500 subscribers. I'm really striving to do that and excited to hopefully hit that shortly. But I like the idea of a Kanban board because it keeps my goals front and center. And when I'm feeling down and a little blue and like things aren't happening as quickly as I wish they would, I can look at the bottom section and know that, hey, I have completed things. And a picture frame from the thrift store. I like a little DIY projects. I like to hack things happen. I like to make them happen. And so I find that picture frames are a great asset in my little home office. Another way that I use a picture frame is for my weekly schedule board. Yes, I have a monthly calendar, but sometimes that month can get so filled up with to-dos and appointments that I kind of get sensory overload and I become blind to it. So at the end of every week, I look at my calendar for the next upcoming week, and I use this picture frame that you're now seeing on the screen that is divided by days, simply Monday through Friday, because that's my work week. And I use the regular size or standard size, I think they're 3x3 Post-it notes, to mark down meetings that I have upcoming and things that are still left on the schedule for that week. And I actually see this board first thing as soon as I walk through my closet. And for those of you who don't know, I converted a little walk-in closet in my bedroom into my office. So I use closet and office interchangeably. That's what it means to me. So as soon as I walk through the doorway to my office, I see this board and it helps me not forget the things that I have coming up that I have yet to do. And you'll actually see that I'm filming this on a Wednesday. I just finished up the 9 a.m. meeting that I had scheduled. I did have things on Monday and Tuesday, but it's exciting for me and it feels good to rip the the Post-it note off when whatever I had scheduled to do that day is completed, whether it be a meeting or a deadline or a doctor's appointment. So the little magnets across the top, I actually found at a thrift store as well. I think they were originally designed, they're magnetic. They were originally designed for a magnetic dry erase board. But I liked how they looked so much, and just I was able to use a little museum putty. You could use double back tape. You could do whatever you want to stick the days of the week up there. But again, I just used some museum putty and stuck it to the outside of the frame so it wouldn't obscure the area that I had in the weekly schedule section itself. And again, you'll notice that the fabric is the same as the fabric I used for my Kanban board because I wanted some continuity. And, well, sea glass, sea foam, aqua, teal, those are my favorite colors. So clearly I love looking at this board because I just think it's pretty and relaxing, even if I'm staring at a bunch of deadlines. But if you can't find any magnets, such as I did for days of the week, you could just write it on some pretty paper and then put that across the top, or use little strips of washi tape, or use a little label maker to make your own days of the week labels to stretch across the top there for you. My last tip is to actually use those reusable lunch containers. I've seen them put out by Lock & Lock, Tupperware, Sistema, all those different brands, and I'm sure there's even off-brands available, but any walk through a plastic section of a thrift store will reveal tons and tons of options of these reusable lunchbox containers. And the container itself is great to store things, whether it be washi tape or a backlog of pens or whatever you have laying around. It contains it. But the thing I like most about these lunch containers are the actual sectioned off components inside. And I like taking these containers out and then, the little section trays, I take those out and I use them inside my desk drawers. I have very limited space inside my office area. I only have a set of, 5 very small little drawers for supplies. And so I like to use these little compartmentalized section tray, lunchbox, bento box, whatever you want to call it. I love using these to divide the space inside my drawers in order to maximize it. And I find these to be far more inexpensive than, say, going and purchasing little sectioned off dividers specifically for drawers. These are smaller, so they're easier to puzzle piece together my unique drawer space, and it's also cheaper, and oftentimes you can find them in pretty colors too. I love this purple. I found this Lock & Lock container just the other day and it was $1.99 before I used my coupon. So I hope that you found some good ideas. I hope you found this enjoyable and maybe given you some inspiration on how you can start to look at different household items differently and find new ways to use them to either corral or better enjoy or to maximize your own office supplies. Thanks so much for watching. If you don't mind, please give this video a big thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, I would love to have you subscribe to my channel and click that little bell so you get a notification every time I release a new video. Until the next time, bye-bye.